I invited my best friend to an event at one of my friend's houses, someone she had never met before. She had briefly spoken to one of my friends before and got along very well with her, so I figured it wouldn't be a big deal to bring her along since she already had some familiarity with at least one person there. The plan was for my best friend to drive to my house and then spend the night at my place after the party. We got to my friend's house and everyone was super welcoming to her. She, on the other hand, was being distant, quiet, and honestly came off as rude. Now, I understand that some people just aren't as outgoing as others, but my friends were very friendly and inclusive. She sat in one spot the whole time and would only speak to ask for food or drinks. My friends were shocked by her behavior since she had spoken to one of them on the phone before and came across as outgoing and kind. I was embarrassed because I had spoken so highly of her, only for her to act the complete opposite. Throughout the night she kept complaining about being tired, hungry, or having a headache. My friends and I were running around getting her everything she needed and wanted. That was the only time she'd open her mouth to complain. Despite this, my friend still tried to talk to her, but she made it very clear she wasn't interested. My whole night ended up being dedicated to tending to her, which I didn't mind at first because I genuinely wanted her there. But by the time we left my friend's house, I was honestly happy she was leaving because she'd been so awful to everyone. When we decided to go out to a local bar strip, she suddenly told me that her boyfriend was coming to pick her up and that she was going to go out with him and his friends instead. I was upset but also somewhat relieved, since she hadn't been nice to my friends anyway. She didn't even say goodbye to anyone, she just got in her boyfriend's car and left. After having a great time with my friends at the bar, I went home. Around 2 a.m. my best friend started blowing up my phone asking if I was home because all her things were still at my house. I ignored all her calls and texts. I made sure to lock all the doors and windows so she couldn't get in even if she tried. A few minutes later, I saw her boyfriend's car pull up in my driveway. I turned off all the lights and laid in bed while listening to them knock on the door. She started texting me saying her keys, clothes, and other belongings were inside. I turned off my phone and went to bed. I was so upset about how she treated my friends and how she embarrassed me that I decided to get back at her by not letting her in. I know it sounds petty, but at that point I felt like she didn't deserve my hospitality after how she acted all night. Looking back, I realize I probably let the situation get too far. I was too kind and too accommodating, and that made her feel comfortable enough to show up at 2 a.m. expecting me to open the door. Still, I don't think it's unreasonable that I didn't want to let in someone who had been rude and dismissive all night. Am I wrong for locking my best friend out of my house after she ditched me and treated everyone badly?